The need to ensure that political parties in Nigeria serve as drivers of growth with clearly defined ideology is the reason for this roundtable discussion by seasoned diplomats, politicians, and academics. Organized by the Center for China Studies in collaboration with the Chinese Embassy in Nigeria, the roundtable is on the theme 20th National Congress of the Communist Party of China, Outcomes and Significance for Nigeria and Africa. Chinese Ambassador to Nigeria, Ambassador Cui Jianchun, in his keynote address, highlighted the workings of the Communist Party and urged parties in Nigeria to make the people the centerpiece of their manifestos.
Was a party and for the country. So I'm thinking that China really, for the CPC, 101 years old. So since the founding of party, we import the thought of Marxism. The party is founded on the basis of Marxism, like Leninism. So now in the 21st century, we really need a new thought. Just like in Middle Age history, at that time we cherished science and technology. So at that time we had the Renaissance. So now the human beings face too many difficulties. So I'm thinking that if the thought can be shared with international community. So this I'm thinking today I would like to share the 20th CPC National Congress. This Congress really is important, and I think that people know in Russia, the former Soviet Union, when they have the party has 200,000 members of party, the party get power, be a ruling party. And then they have 2 million members of the party. They won the war, the Second World War. When the party has 20 million members, the party collapses. So this is the reason the Chinese always think about the party, how can we build the party? Because if the party is bigger, how can you keep the party growing? Keep the party integrity. So I think that the Chinese CPC really has done a lot, not only for the party itself, and really there's something that can be shared with the international community. In Nigeria, we have 2 big parties, APC and PDP, and also we have the totally 18 registered parties. So I'm thinking if we can get something from Chinese experiences, I do believe that could benefit. This is not about a lecture. This is not show off, not flourish Chinese lesson, Chinese wisdom, or Chinese solutions. But I think that really 21st century, we should not only to do things domestically, but we have to find a way how can we learn something from each other. And also China will learn a lot from Nigeria. So I think that just to mention that we share the harmony of Chinese or Chinese harmony and perform Nigeria-China symphony. And this is really harmonious symphony. It's really very, very important concept. We need harmony. We need symphony.
Charles Onunaiju, Director, Center for China Studies, in his remarks, said the resolutions made at the just concluded CPC Congress will deliver more concrete outcomes in bilateral ties between Nigeria and China.
From Cotonou cars, from Cotonou, because it's cheaper to clear, because we never had a deep sea port. So big ships don't call at our port. So for the first time in our history, we will have big ships calling at our port. The clearance will be cheaper, will be easier, and it will reduce cost, it will reduce time. So we may not need to smuggle again from Cotonou, from Togo, because big ships are going to be making calls to our deep sea shops. And this is courtesy of this important corporation, especially since Nigeria engaged the Belt and Road Initiative. The Belt and Road was defined by the Chinese in 2013 as a framework to engage connectivity, so that cooperation among mankind shouldn't be word of mouth, to give practical effect to building connectivity across the world. So I think our engagement with that process has just generated the outcome of the Lekki Deep Sea Port. This is one outcome, and there are several outcomes. Our rail tracks are back, seaports are back, and all that. So we predicted 5 years ago that China-African cooperation, China-Nigerian cooperation will deliver more concrete and practical results. And like I said, we are happy to report that 5 years after that, a much more important result has been delivered. And we can assure you also that following the convocation of the 20th Congress, we also will be expecting more positive outcome in our cooperation.
He said the Communist Party has recorded tremendous success because of its socialist ideology centered on the people. A former federal lawmaker, Senator Shehu Sani, in his remarks, said the CPC should consider inviting leaders of political parties in Nigeria to subsequent congresses so they can learn how a party can drive growth, development, and prosperity through a people-centered ideology.
What I will like is that periodically it's important that each time Chinese Communist Party is having such congresses, leaders of our political parties need to be invited even as observers to see how organized, coordinated, and visionary a political party can be, how it can serve as a source, a platform, and a leading pilot in a leadership process and also development of the country.
Other speakers at the event highlighted the role of an effective political system in the development of nations. Established in 1921, the Communist Party of China, through its Marxist socialist ideology, has been able to transform China into a leading economic, industrial, and global powerhouse. The 20th Congress, which took place between October 16th to 22nd, saw the re-election of President Xi Jinping for another term of 5 years. I am Michael Ongel, reporting for Nigeria Today.